Hello and welcome back to a brand new video. In this week's video I am going to be starting 75 booked. So if you haven't heard of 75 booked, it's basically just a reading challenge for 75 days. It can help get out of reading slump, just read more, just get back in a better routine reading wise. And I thought this would be the perfect time for me to do it because I just come out of a reading slump, probably the worst reading slump I've ever experienced. And then after I've come out of my reading slump, I barely pick up my book, and when I pick it up, I'm just not really interested. I'm enjoying the books I'm reading majority of the time, like I really am, but I just don't feel myself wanting to go and read it. When I'm reading it, it's fine, but I don't feel myself wanting to, and that never used to be how I was. Like, I used to have dedicated time every single day that I read, and I love to read, and now that's just gone out the drain. But these are going to be my rules. I might add to it, I might not, who knows, but I have to have 2 45-minute reading stints a day, so I can read longer, obviously, but they have to be for a minimum of 45 minutes each session, because like when I read, I feel like I just read for like 15 minutes just to get out a few pages, and then I'm like, oh, I read today, so I need to fix that. One reading stint must be out of the house / out of bed. So it can be just me sitting in my chair, it can be me sitting downstairs in the lounge room, or it can be me reading outside, me reading in a cafe, me reading in a park, me reading at the beach, in my car, like anything like that. One of the sessions can't be in my bed, because I do read in the morning in my bed majority of the time, because as soon as I wake up, if I don't go for a walk, I read my book. So that's fine. Like, I don't mind reading in my bed, but then I'll read in my bed in the afternoon and fall asleep and then won't read as much. So I need to not read in my bed for one of the sessions, and then finish half a bottle of water with each reading stint. So I have like a Stanley kind of cup, so I'm going to try and finish either half of that or half of my bottle, because I do drink enough water. That's something I do, but I think it would just help me, because then I'll be paying attention to how much I actually drink in a day. But they're the rules. I might add to it. I might go and look soon and see if I need to add to it. But for the time being, they're my rules for the week. I'm currently reading the last book in Throne of Glass, which is Kingdom of Ash. And I'm nearly halfway. So I'm on page 468. I'm really enjoying it. It's probably one of my favorites in the series, but it's obviously a chunky book, and because it's so chunky, I just wanted to read it in a line with another book at the same time, because I just knew I wouldn't stay consistently reading this. So I'm also reading at the moment the last one out by Jane Harper, and I only started this like a day ago. I am 56 pages in. I really enjoy Jane Harper's writing, like I really do. I loved The Dry, I really enjoyed Force of Nature, I enjoyed Exiles, I've read all of her books. The Survivors, The Lost Man, I've read them all, and I really enjoy them. But this one, I will say at the moment, it's very slow. It's about her son who on his 21st birthday went missing, and doesn't know what's happened to him, and it's 5 years later, and like this town's in the middle of like the coal mine is putting pressure on the community, so that's like kind of dwindling. The community's not really there. So I'm also reading that, but hear me out, I think I might start another book for my birthday, which you will see in my haul video if you watch that. But I got The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden, and I haven't read like a super easy, super compelling thriller in a while, so I'm thinking I could potentially start this too. It's 359 pages, so I'm thinking I start this, because I'm gonna read a bit more of this, see how I get into it, and if I start getting into it a lot more, I won't pick it up, but if I don't, then I might, because my extended reading goal for the year is 80 books. It was originally 60, and I surpassed 60. I'm up to 76, I believe. It's the 9th, so not a whole lot of time to read the 4 books, but I know for certain I'll finish Kingdom of Ash, so that's 77. I'll finish the last one out, that's 78, and The Boyfriend, 79, but I want to finish them like relatively quickly, if that makes sense, because otherwise I don't want to be stressing at the end of the year trying to meet my goal. But I'm going to continue the last one out. If it's starting to still be slow, I'm going to read that in tandem with Kingdom of Ash and The Boyfriend, because I think I could finish The Boyfriend super quick because it is a thriller. But they're just my thoughts at the moment. But I will come back to you when I'm doing my first reading stint of 45 minutes. I think that will be when I get back later. I'll probably read outside, I'm thinking. And then I might read in bed tonight. So... finished my first 45-minute reading stint of the day, and clearly I need to do this challenge because I really didn't even want to do that, but I read quite quickly for me, which is very strange. I don't usually read this quick. From page 56 to 102 in the 45 minutes, and I was just like, you know what, I do read at night in bed, but I don't read a lot because obviously it makes me sleepy. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna read now, my other 45-minute reading stint, lay in my bed, probably fall asleep because I'm tired now because I've just been reading. Wow, the problems to have. Anyway, lay in my bed because I can lay in my bed now because I've done one without being in bed. Read some more of this for 45 minutes. See what, or just however long really, because it doesn't have to be, I can read the rest later, see how far I get through, and then later when I get in bed I'm not going to be having to worry about reading for 45 minutes because ain't no way I'm staying awake for 45 minutes when I'm in bed. This book is very slow, which is, it's quite disappointing because I find her past books very quick and very like, yep, okay, I know what's like, straight into the mystery thriller vibes. This is just talking about the mine town, and I'm just like, I don't really care, just get to the stuff about the sun, like that's all I really care about. But I'll update you when I read some more and see how far I get again. So it's just a little update for you. So I've already done one of my reading sessions for the day. It ended up being like an hour and a half of reading, so I'm only counting it as one obviously because I was in bed, so my next one can't be in bed. But I read a lot, so now I'm on chapter 66. I'm on page 563. This book is really good. It's probably one of my favorites. I can't really remember. It's been like a year of me reading this series, so I can't really remember fully what I rated all of them. But I believe the first 3 were a 5, and then the rest have been like a 4 something. So this is definitely at the moment a 5-star. I'm really enjoying it, and I can definitely see a glimpse of me finishing it, and it's really nice. But I would explain to you like what's happening, but I really can't because there's just a lot, and if you haven't read the series you wouldn't understand it all. But basically they're in like the middle of a war, and the Queen Aelin is trying to like gather troops and basically fight against Maeve, who is this evil queen, I guess. So that's like the whole premise. But probably later I try and read like at least 30 pages of this a day, otherwise I'm never going to finish the book. But I've read way more than that today, which is good. But I think later I'm going to continue the Jane Harper book and see how far through that I get, because I think I could finish that today potentially. So I think I'll read outside later again if it's sunny. Otherwise I'll just sit in my chair in my bedroom and read. Bad day to be me. I haven't done my second reading session. currently 10:13. Today just got away from me and I was just in my head about a lot, so I need to do my second reading session now. And I'm just going to sit on my floor because it's not in the bed then, and I'm just going to smash out some of my book for 45 minutes. So I'm on page 207. So I thought I'd finish this today, but I doubt that'll be happening, but get some of this done. About time I actually update you because oh my god, my head is all jumbled. I've been leaving you guys hanging, but basically last night I ended up finishing Last One Out by Jane Harper. Safe to say I was very let down by this book. I don't really fully remember what I rated the other ones, but I've read all of her books, so I feel like I have some knowledge when it comes to her. I've read The Dry. I rated that out of 5. Read Force of Nature. That wasn't my favourite from memory, but I still rated it above a 3. The Lost Man, The Survivors, and Exiles, oh no, sorry. Force of Nature was really good. I rated that like a 3.5, 4 star. The Lost Man and Exiles I rated like a 4, and then The Survivors was like a 3 something. So not the worst track record, like pretty good. Like I do really enjoy her writing, otherwise I wouldn't have read all of her books. But this one, I could just be the wrong audience for it, because I just was constantly wanting more from the book and I wasn't getting it. It was driving me insane, and I just wanted to finish it because I was like, this is so boring. Like when I read it, it's a thriller, so when I'm reading a thriller I want to be like hooked. Like it doesn't have to be the entire book I'm hooked, but I just want to be hooked at least a certain part of it. This one I was just like But basically this town called Carolyn Ridge, it's in like the middle of the mine, and like all these houses are getting sold to the mine, and like it's like a very empty town. Like everyone that originally lived there has been bought off, and like blah blah blah. And Rose's son Sam goes missing on his 21st birthday, and no one ever knows what happened to him. And then it's 5 years later and she comes back to the town, and I thought it would be like super about him and like her trying to figure it out, but really it wasn't. And it only really started talking about what happened to him later in the book, which I hated that, because I just wanted it at least halfway mark, like come on. But yeah, you do find out what happened to him. It was just very like, oh. And you find out what happened to another character. But I felt like this book was mainly about the uncle, because the uncle had killed himself a few years prior to Sam going missing. But I felt like it was mainly about him, which obviously I wanted to know what actually happened to him too, but you know what I mean? I just was like, it was just so slow and so boring. It was mainly just about the mine, which I get because they're in this town, but equally you could at least have a bit more mystery based. I'm just annoyed because I was like so excited to read this book because it's a brand new release, and I was so excited. I was like, I love Jane Harper, I'm gonna love this book. I didn't, unfortunately. Sometimes that happens, but I did rate it a 2.5. That's like, I feel like I'm just getting more harsh and harsh as the year goes on. Ever since my book slump, I've just been like not really caring. I could have just DNF'd it, but I can't DNF a book. But a 2.5, unfortunately. I wouldn't say, I do really enjoy her writing. Her writing is some of the best writing, personally, that I've read. It's just so easy to follow what's happening, and I really do enjoy her writing. But like when I compare like this to like The Dry, for example, obviously The Dry is popular for a reason, but that one was so good, and then this one I was just like, oh damn. But yeah, that's my thoughts. And then this morning I did my first reading session in bed, so my next one will have to be, probably will be outside. It's quite sunny today, but I'm going to be starting The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden, because that's a thriller that I know will at least hook me, and it should be relatively easy for me to read. But this morning I did read Kingdom of Ash, and it's still going just as good. It's picking up the pace a bit. I'm up to like page 600 and something, and it's a 980 page book, so I still have quite a long way to go. But to be honest, at this point in the month, I did not even think I'd be that far through, so I'm very glad I'm that far through, and it is really good. It's like keeping me interested, and it's not like a chore to pick up, which I thought it would like start to feel like. But yeah, I'm going to read The Boyfriend later, so I'll update you when I've read a bit of that, and I'll give you my initial thoughts. Never updated you from yesterday's final reading session, but I ended up reading for obviously 45 minutes, and I think I got to page 43. So today I just did my first reading session, which was outside, so I can read in bed later if I choose to, and I read from page 54 to 92, so that's pretty good. This book, I'm hooked. I'm sad. Like, either this challenge is really helping me and I'm getting getting what I wanted out of it and I want to read more, or it's just like the book, because this book is so freaking good. I'm really enjoying it. I have no idea where it's going, which I really enjoy in a book, so I'm gonna do my second reading session soon probably, so I can just get out of the way. And I think I'll continue reading this, because when I get in bed later anyway, I'm going to read Kingdom of Ash, so I'm just going to read more of this later and see how far through I can get. I'm very sorry for that. I've been shocking, but I ended up reading from I think about page 128, and I got to page 202 of The Boyfriend, and I did I think 50 minutes of reading outside, and then I did the rest of my 40 minutes inside. Even longer I read outside, so I didn't have to read as much inside, but this book is so good at the moment. Honestly, I would love to finish it tonight. Don't know if that's going to be happening at all. I haven't even done my first reading session and it's 4 o'clock, so I need to do that now. I think I'll lay in my bed for the first one and I'll read on the ground or like on my chair later. It's very good. I really am enjoying it, and I have no idea where it's going, which is even like more fun. But yeah, that's my update for now. I'm going to do my first 45-minute reading session now and see what page I end up getting to. So I am starting on page 202, so I assume I'll get to around 240-ish. 75 booked video, but I didn't talk at all yesterday. But on Sunday night I ended up finishing The Boyfriend, so I well and truly read my 45 minutes reading. What am I saying? I did my 45-minute reading intervals well and truly because I ended up finishing this, and I ended up rating it at a 4.5, I believe. It was really good, really good. The only reason I think I docked half of the mark was because certain points it was really quite slow, and a lot of the time I would prefer the past chapters rather than the future ones, which I do find a lot of the time I will enjoy one or the other more. But yeah, the main chick in the future was really triggering me because she's quite stupid in the nicest way possible, which is a common, like, that's what people have said all over the Fable reviews at least. But I really did enjoy it. Another Freida McFadden book to add to my collection, and I will definitely be continuing more of her books. This is the only Freida McFadden book I've read where I haven't predicted the plot twist. Like, when it was coming to the plot twist, I was like, in my head I was like, I think I know what's going to happen, but I was not prepared at all. So I was shocked. And if you know me well, I like to know what I'm about to go into. Like, in a show, I want to know spoilers. In books, I don't particularly love a spoiler in a book, but if I find out what's going to happen, like, it eases my soul a little bit. But this one, I was like, but ended up finishing The Boyfriend, and yes, 4.5. And then yesterday's reading session, I did my first one in bed in the morning, and I was reading Kingdom of Ash, and I read a really good chunk. I was reading for like an hour and a half, I believe. So obviously that's only 45 minutes counted, but I'm so close to finishing. I'm actually so proud of myself. I'm now, with today's reading, I'm now on page 752, and oh my god, this book is so good, and I'm not prepared what's going to happen because I can actually feel my heart breaking slightly for certain characters, and I wouldn't expect that, especially in this. I would expect it in this world, but like equally not. But really enjoying this so far. And then my second reading session, I started Stephen King's Pet Sematary, which obviously is a classic of his, and I was like, you know what, I'm ready, because I feel like a lot of his books you really need to be ready to read them, otherwise it's just not going to work in your favor. So I felt like I was ready to read it. I'm really glad because I got to page 20 when I was reading on the couch, so not overly a lot, but I'm already really enjoying it, and I can't wait to jump back into this book today and yeah, continue it before the end of the year, because this has been on my TBR twice now. So the fact that I'm reading it now, I'm really very excited to get deep into it. But that's my final update. So that has come to the end of this 75 booked video. I hope you enjoyed. If you want to do it yourself, I highly advise it, especially if you have been previously in a reading slump or just lacking motivation to read, because that was me. And honestly, it's really made me appreciate reading a lot more, and I want to read pretty much 24/7. I've found the love for reading again, and that is what I set out to do. So I'm very, very happy with the progress just from this video. But I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.